Hey, Epic Gamers! Guess what happened today? On the 2nd of December 1993, Pablo Escobar was killed. And in other news, on the 2nd of December 2020, the Sculk sensor has finally been released to the public by Mojang. And obviously, we are going to test it out. The stage is all yours, OP in the field. Thank you, OP in the studio. What a great man. As people can see, I have got a few Sculk sensors around me. And the objective for today is test out the features of Sculk sensors, which, man, they have surprised us. And also take a look at how my mod fares against the actual real thing. As you may or may not know, I have created a Sculk sensor mod quite some time ago to kind of give us a little sneak preview on what we may hope to expect from the Sculk sensor, but I mean, the real thing has surpassed all of my expectations. And as you can all see, I managed to catch one of them. Now, if I simply move, it's already going to register that movement. Same goes for all the other Sculk sensors in the vicinity. As long as the sound being produced is within 8 blocks of the Sculk sensor over there, this will be detected. This right here will no longer be detected. But, did I just say sound? Well, thanks to Twitter, we now know that it's definitely not equivalent to whatever this thing tends to detect. While we understood it as vibrations being detected, so any sound being made, since a sound is a vibration in real life, well, turns out that's not actually true. If you take a look at this example right here, Lulberg is clearly creating a sound, but the Sculk sensor seems to make nothing of it. Then what does it detect? Well, according to Mojang, anything that kind of moves, like a piston, a pig, or anything else that moves from a point A to point B will make this thing trigger. So if we put this thing next to here, well, it will firstly detect the pistons underneath the ground, and yes, the Sculk sensor can detect things through walls. That's not a very big thing that it does. If I put a block right here, it will get detected. How do we stop this from happening? Well, nothing simpler. Wool. If you put wool between the sound source and the Sculk sensor, it will not get detected. So there we go. Wool farms are now officially no longer pointless. As for more data about the Sculk sensor, it turns on for exactly 40 game ticks, which is 20 redstone ticks, which is equivalent to around 2 seconds. And here is the thing that we did not see coming. The Sculk sensor outputs a redstone signal that is indirectly proportional to the distance from the sound source to the Sculk sensor. Long story short, the closer you get to the Sculk sensor, the closer the power gets to 15. And then equivalently, the farther away you go, it will at some point reach 1 and then 0. It will no longer trigger at all. But if that wasn't enough, and trust me, after you'll see this, you will know that the previous thing was nothing in comparison. We can also detect exactly what kind of sound is being played. Well, not exactly. Some sounds are grouped under the same category, but we can distinguish between many very different categories. For instance, walking around will be detected right here. Eating will be the next one right here. Opening a chest, of course. Shooting an arrow, that will also get detected. Hitting an annoying villager who is not wearing a lap coat. And of course also placing lava. All that will get detected as separate things. And all of that thanks to this little thing right here. The comparator. The comparator, reading the signal from the Sculk sensor, will output a signal strength based on the kind of sound that you are making. So if I move around, we'll be able to see that the power of this piece of redstone dust is 1. If I eat an apple, the power of the power of this thing will be 7. If I open this chest, the power will be 11. If I land an arrow next to the Sculk sensor, the power will be also 7. Let's see again. 7. Well, there's a difference between drawing your bow and the arrow landing. So this is 8. There we go. So if you do this, it'll take us 7. If you do that, it will detect as 8. For the complete list of sounds and what kind of strength signal they output, consult the changelog they have included in the description down below. It obviously doesn't include all the sounds in the game quite yet, because we are still in the snapshot versions, but it is a brilliant start. Now, back with my mod, we used to use a sort of exploit, as I detected actual sounds from the sound engine, which meant that if you got far away enough for the sound to no longer be created, because you're too far away, you're not going to hear it anyway, it meant that the Sculk sensor didn't hear the vibration either. However, they have implemented a completely new interface. They're not basing it off of the sound engine, so if we get very, very far away, we'll be able to see that the lamp stays on regardless, and it will stay on possibly until we unload those chunks over there. So this very cool exploit that we used to use to detect player for up to 64 blocks, well, it unfortunately doesn't work with the real thing. And with that, let us get back to the studio. Thank you, OP. Now, I do think we can all agree how amazing this new addition is. But if you want to see me experiment with the Sculk sensor a bit more, please do make sure you click the subscribe button and click the notification bell as well, so that you'll always get notified whenever I upload a new video. Don't forget to click the like button either, and with that said, see you in the next one.